Hello everyone. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel, Get Crafty with Sally. My name is Sally Poole. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And today I am still playing with the Joy of Noel stamp set bundle. I have fallen in love with it totally. And today I'm going to be showing you how I made this card. And I really like it. Pink person that I am not, I really like it. I took a whole bunch of different pictures of it yesterday when it was gloomy outside and today when it was sunny. Different locations. I even took pictures in one of those photo boxes, and I never did get what I thought was a very good picture of it. It really is pretty in person. So it is out of the mini catalog, September through December 2023. So we're running out of time on this, and it is on page 30. You can get the stamps and the dies, or you can get the bundle together, the stamps and the dies together in a bundle for 10% off. There's some other examples on page 28 and 29. They've got examples of cards, and then the set is up here as well. So that is that. I've also, I don't know if you can see it very well, I also did a little cut in the basic white paper with this die, and I always buy these edge dies and I hardly ever use them. It's from the Elegant Borders dies set, which is retired. You could try whatever little edge dies you've got. I've got some of these here. This might work too. This is from the Delicate Edges. And then, of course, I think either of these would be fine. They are from Ornate Borders. But I like the little swoopy, curtainy look down there at the bottom. And it just gives it a little extra something something. So, as always, I do have PDFs with pictures of all of the cardstock, the dimensions, anything else that you'll need to make the card. So let's get started. I am going to, I've got a million pieces here. So here, this really is all that you need, pretty much. I've got my bubble bath cardstock for the card base, and my silver foil. And again, all you are needing from the foil is a tiny little frame around the edge. So take some kind of a die. I always use the rectangle stitch dies, and cut a big chunk out of the middle, and then you can use this for something else. You could even use it to cut these little pieces that go around the sentiment. You could use it for that if you want. So don't waste all that paper. I think I made about, I don't know, 18 or 20 of these. So if you think of going through 20 of these full pieces of foil and not saving the middle, wow, that's a lot of foil wasted, I think. So I did some heat embossing. These two are both stamped in Versamark and then heat embossed with silver embossing powder. We'll finish coloring this one in a minute. And then I do have a piece for the inside. I'm not very good at, I always put an inside in my card. I don't usually decorate them. I'm not very good at remembering to put the inside piece in on my videos, but I always do put a piece in there. So I think the first thing we'll do is cut the little edge off of the bottom. And of course, you don't have to do this. If you don't have a die that can cut something like this, you don't need to do it. You can just leave the paper in a rectangle shape, and I will give you the dimensions for that too if you just want to make the card that way. I'm sure it would still look beautiful. So I'm trying to line this up pretty close to the bottom of that cardstock. Grab my cutting machine, and I've got my base plate, plate 1, my plate 2, a plate 3 that you can see that I've die cut on, and then we'll see if I can run that through sideways, and then a second plate 3, and I kind of try to alternate this one. So we'll run that through. Now if I can get the tape off. So there's what that looks like. And I'm also, I think while I have this machine out here, well, I don't really have it out here now, I think I will show you how I cut the sentiment out. And I used one of the dies from the rectangle stitched framelits. The smallest one in this section over here. And you can see that it's too long actually for the sentiment. You could cut it that way if you want and just center it. But I am going to see if I can grab my tape. I am going to line it up on the left edge. See if I can do it without sticking my head in the camera. Tape it down a little bit. Get my machine back in here. Plate 1, plate 2, plate 3, my paper and my die, a second plate 3. And, whoops, I've got it turned the wrong way. It would have been okay. I'm going to cut it from the joyous end first. And I'm not going to run it all the way through. I'm going to run it about halfway through and then back it out. And then I'm going to lift my die up, and I don't know if you can see this, where it has cut. Then I'm going to take my die and lay it down closer to the right side, and you can fit it right into those grooves that have already cut. It just actually slides right in there. let's grab our machine again. Plate 1, plate 2, plate 3, paper. Now we're going to cut from the end of the word joyous, where the S is. And we're not going to run it all the way through. And then that's what you come out with. So how nice is that? So pretty much any of the dies in here you can do that with, and you can even make them smaller this way by cutting it once and then moving this up. So sky's the limits with those. If you don't have them, hopefully you can find them, because they are not for sale through Stampin' Up! Any longer. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, my tape kind of buggered up my paper right there, but that's okay. Oops, I just smashed my chair into the camera. Hopefully everything's still straight. So next, we are going to grab a piece of scrap paper. We are going to put a little bit of Bubble Bath ink on this basic white piece. So I'm going to ink up my blending brush, rub some of it off, and then I'm going to start in the middle because it's going to be covered up, and I'm just going to rub very lightly. Hopefully this is in the camera. I've got growling dogs for some reason, which they hardly ever do. And you might have to repeat this process several times. And I'm not trying to cover the whole thing. You can see I just kind of shaded around where this die cut's going to be. So you could die cut this piece first and then lay it on the paper and see if you think you've got enough ink down if you want. So I might have to come back and add a little bit of ink after I die cut that. And this pink is pretty light, so it looks like you're not getting any, not getting any, not getting any, and then you finally go, ooh, maybe I got too much. I made a few last night, and I re-inked my ink pad, and I don't think it needed it because it didn't really seem to make much difference. Let me see if I have a die cut back here that's cut already. I do. So we'll see if that looks like it's gonna work. That looks pretty good. I might add just a little bit more over here. All right, let's set that aside for a second. And I'm gonna finish coloring this. I'll show you how I did it. I'm using Stampin' Blends. I've got Bubble Bath, Mint Macaron, and Lost Lagoon. You could use whatever colors you want. So I'm going to take my light Bubble Bath, and I'm just going to quickly color in these berries. And then I'm going to take my dark Bubble Bath, and I'm just going to put a little dot at the top. And it really doesn't show up that good. In fact, I'm going to do it again on the ones that I've already colored. Next, I'm going to take my Mint Macaron, and I'm going to color these smooth leaves in. And you don't have to do this perfectly. So that's the light. Now I'm going to take the dark and I'm just going to add a little bit of color down at the bottom and around the middle of the leaf. And you could leave it just like that if you wanted, but I'm going to go back in with my light and then blend it out a little bit. And you don't have to fill in the whole leaf again. You can if you want, but if you kind of just go over the dark with the light again, you'll get kind of more of a watercolor look. So now I'm going to take my light Lost Lagoon. Make sure I got my light. It always looks dark. And as you can see, I'm going right over the heat embossed silver, and it's not coloring the silver, it just doesn't stick to it. So that's not something that you need to be careful of. And so now I'm going to take my dark Lost Lagoon and I'm just going to make a few lines where the heat embossed silver lines are on the center. And again, you can go over them again with the light Lost Lagoon if you want and blend them. I think I'm just going to leave them like that. So now what we're going to do, we're going to pick up our blending brush and we're going to go over this a little bit. You don't want to do it too hard and too crazy. I just didn't want it stark white. So that's pretty good. And then what I did next was I'm going to take my Wink of Stella. I did not try Dazzling Diamonds this time. And I'm going to put Wink of Stella on all those berries. Okay, so that's what we're going to end up with for this. And I am, for the sake of time, I'm not going to cut this one out. I think I'll just use the one that I've already cut out. But as you can see, the colors of the leaves are reversed on this one, which is fine. You can do it either way you want. In fact, you don't even have to use these colors if you don't want to. So feel free to play around. So let's put some of this together. Let's grab we'll grab our white piece and I'm going to put some glue on the back, and you don't want to put glue on the whole back of it because it's going to get glued to this piece. So I'm just going to go around the edge. Lay that on top of my silver foil. Try to get it all even. It does kind of like to slide around on that foil. Okay, so now let's put some glue on the back of the foil piece. And you can put some in the center if you want. And let's grab our card base. Let me get that out of there. We'll lay this down on our card base. Try to get it all even. And then next I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. So let's put some dimensionals on the back of it. And by some, I mean a bunch. I like things to stick down and stay on there. Okay, so let's take all the covers off. And I'm going to, before I stick this down, I'm going to set my sentiment piece down here at the bottom, kind of where I think I'm going to want it. And then I will place my cutout of my sprig down. Okay, and let's glue our sentiment to the foil piece. Have any of you guys been watching the Golden Bachelor? I've watched The Bachelor and The Bachelorette ever since it has started, and the last several years I get so frustrated with the whole show with the cat fights and everything looks so dumb and scripted. I always say I'm not going to watch it again, but I always do. Now we're going to glue this down, and I think The Golden Bachelor is the best of the shows they've ever had. Of course, the people are older and they're not so catty and rude. And the bachelor that's on it, this is the first time it's been on. His name is Gary, and he just seems like the sweetest guy ever. So let's try to get this centered and straight. Okay, we're getting there. Now I am going to make a bow with my little bow maker because I stink at tying bows. And I am using the silver and white sheer ribbon. This is 1/2 inch ribbon, and I usually don't like 1/2 inch ribbon, but this is so beautiful, and I think it just works great on this card. So somewhere here I've got a piece cut, and I've written on my little block for this size I need 9 inches of ribbon, and that's about what I usually use. So if you have trouble tying bows and you need a little apparatus like this, I think I got this off of Amazon years ago, and I'm pretty sure they have them on Etsy. So it's just that easy to make a bow. And you can make double bows, and obviously different sizes. So now I am going to, I don't really want this sitting up on top of the end of this. So I'm going to grab my snips, and I'm going to cut the very end of this piece off. And I'm going to grab some glue dots. And I'm just going to put 3 little glue dots on the back of the bow, hoping that they stick to the bow and not me. I have a bad time with glue dots. Oh, this one might be a problem. Yep. Let me grab another one. Okay. So I'm going to snug the middle of this right up against the end of where I cut that off. I'm going to stick that down. And then I'm going to take my big scissors, cut the ends of this off. And then you can adjust that however you like. Sometimes I have to go cut them 2 or 3 times to even them out. And then the last thing, well, besides the inside of the card, I have taken some Pearl Basic Jewels, which again are retired, but my favorite thing. And I actually colored them with the dark Bubble Bath Stampin' Blend. And they are pretty easy to color. I will show you. You don't want to use this tip because it'll ruin it. So all you have to do, take your pearls, take your pen, and just scribble around them a few times. And there you go. You've got pearls that match whatever color you're using. So let's take our tweezers and add our pearls. I'll put one there. And I'll put, whoops. I guess it didn't pick it up. I don't know where it went. Aha, it's on the ribbon. That one goes there. He tried to hide from me. And that one goes up there. So let's put our inside panel on the card, which I always forget to do on camera. Let me grab some tape. And a lot of times people stamp some kind of an image on the inside. I think that's kind of weird for this kind of card where you've heat embossed. So if you wanted to heat emboss part of that image that we used, or you could heat emboss like this little sprig or a couple of these little leaves and then color them in. That's up to you. Okay, so there's our inside panel. What do you think of this card? So, I am going to do a giveaway. I guess I should have picked out a date, so I'm not even sure what day today is. Let's say we can go through December 15th. Let's say December 15th. If you leave a comment below this video, any kind of a comment, you think my card is beautiful, you love the design, my voice puts you to sleep, you like hearing the dog snore, whatever you want to say, leave a comment. Don't leave anything bad. I will do a drawing out of all of the comments, and then I will send the winner this card, and then I also will send one of these custom engraved bone folders, and it is a Stampin' Up! Bone folder, still in the package from the engraver, and I did get it from an Etsy shop called My Enchanted Designs. She does engraving on all kinds of things. She does the Stampin' Up! Bone folders and Stampin' Up! Snips. I will have a link to her shop below my video. Her name is Maggie, and she's very helpful and awesome. I don't know her. I'm not affiliated with her. She's not paying me anything. So anyway, let's do a giveaway. So whoever wins will get the card and the bone folder, and I will do the drawing on December 15th. So while we have that, I wanted to show you that I also did make a few different colors. You know how I always do that. This is actually the first card I made, and it is mint macaron and gold. And then I've used Real Red, Stampin' Blends, old olive and mint macaron, and then the paper is mint macaron. And then this one is in silver, and it is Moody Mauve. So it's Moody Mauve, mint macaron, and Pretty Peacock. So let me know which one you like best. I really liked the green one when I made it, and then when I made this pink one, I was like, oh wow, I really like that. So anyway, let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Get your name in for the giveaway. I really appreciate you stopping by again and spending some time with me. If you like my videos, please hit the like button. Share my video with your friends and family. It would be awesome if you would subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for the notifications. Hit all. That way you will automatically get a notification when anytime that I upload a video. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this card project, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.